Hi, my name is Jasmine Guy, and you're watching Best of Atlanta Concerts TV. When I was a little girl in Oklahoma, I used to wait every week for Newsweek and Life magazine to plop into the mailbox. What are they doing this week in New York? Going to plays written by Europeans? I came to do The Guys because there was this dude that kind of followed me from my mailbox to my errands, and it was very scary. But he was cute. He had deep blue eyes. And he said, please, please act with me at Theatrical Outfit. I want you so badly. I want to be on stage with you and fly.
That's a true story.
So The Guys came out of a kind of combination of creative energies between Brian Kurlander, Tom Key, the artistic director of Theatrical Outfit, and our director, Elisa Carlson. It was a piece they all wanted to do. Brian had been working on getting it done here in Atlanta for a while. And because of the subject matter, having you know, been old enough to experience 9/11, I thought it was a good way to honor those people that we lost, that were only trying to save lives. And that's what this play is about. And then, of course, if I take a role, if I do something, usually it's for the challenge of it and because I haven't done it before. And this kind of work was a little different for me because she is a character that's very close to who I am, and there's that challenge of, you know, trying to make someone else real that's very much like me. Sometimes on stage I feel like I'm not doing anything because I'm just doing what I would do in that situation. But I'm having a good time exploring our relationship, the two characters, Joan and Nick. And it was a great artistic experience for me. I love rehearsals.
When the casting was complete and we were assured that, you know, Jasmine was going to do the show, my first reaction was, I've got to waltz with Jasmine Guy. How am I going to look like the one that knows what he's doing? And
you do, Barisha.
well, that's what they get, because, you know,
dream partner.
I got the frame.
You've got the frame.
I'm telling you, I got the frame.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a testament to how incredible she is that she can make me look good as a dancer.
As a dancer. Only as a dancer.
Only.
We're good partners.
Yeah, I think
you
so.
You know, and I think that's just an extension of the scene. And
Yeah,
you're a wonderful actor, so. And your garb, you can do anything.
That's right, that's right. Yeah, I can wrestle and I can write a poem.
Yes.
That's just a beautiful thing. To get ready to play Nick and the Guys, it really was something that I could relate to. I grew up in a law enforcement home. My father was involved in law enforcement for most of his career. He was the director of criminal justice for the state of New York. And so I grew up around a lot of detectives and a lot of people who really lived inside of this, you know, particular brotherhood. So to take on the role of Nick as the captain of this ladder company was something that I could relate to from the experiences I had as a child being around some of these guys.
On September 11th, he was the senior man. The younger man could look to someone who was steady and professional to show the way.
When the attack on the towers took place, I was working for the state of Alabama. My wife was also working for the state. And she called me to let me know what had happened. I had TVs in my office at that time, and everybody who worked on the floor came into my office and we watched together as the second plane hit. And I had many of my very, very good friends and a lot of my family lived in Manhattan and in Brooklyn. So we spent most of the day trying to make sure that everybody was okay. And then we all just settled in to watch everything change. You know, on September 10th, we lived a certain life, and then on September 11th, and from that point on, we lived a completely different life.
9/11 was so devastating, as are many moments of terror, loss of life. You know, what's going on in other countries, I think, is equally painful to me to watch. Right now we're dealing with what's going on in Syria, but it wasn't too long ago that it was Rwanda, and there's Somalia, and it's disheartening because I feel like human beings will always do this. And I will never understand why, because it doesn't work. Hatred is not working. So it was disheartening, and it kind of confirmed bad things I think about the world, but the affirmation was in the heart and the soul of the recuperation, the life that was lost, still living on in everyone. And for a moment it brought us all together till another election. Next, you see flyers, missing people in the subway, and you start to lose it. Are you okay? Then one day the flyers are gone. They're gone.
The thing is, we're talking about 350 men. Now, you gotta understand that over a bad year we might lose maybe 6. This is one day.
Your character, Nick, is very endearing because you've got that earnestness of the true New Yorker down. New Yorkers are earnest. You know, you say they're honest. They're honest. They're blunt. But really, it's, you know what? That's like, what happened. That's the way it is. It's like, why are we? What is the question here?
Shortest distance between 2 points.
Yes.
Is a direct answer.
Yes, and that's how Nick is to me. Whether it's painful or joyous, whether it's a compliment, whether it's a, you know, an admonishment, it's all very true and very. Does Nick have a woman?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, Joan's married, but I was thinking she might have some friends.
No, Nick is
a good guy.
Nick's a good guy, and Nick was probably married once, but he loves his job is his life. You know, being part of the fireman's brotherhood. So when he comes to meet Joan, I think that there's a little bit of a suspicion, because she works, she lives and exists in this whole other world that he really doesn't have access to, and he doesn't need access to, because he's got access to, you know, his own group of people that he associates with. So I think that there's this the chasm between them is this trust gap, and it isn't until Joan hears him and is able to articulate what he wants to say, what is in his heart, that he starts to get, wait, there's something much more to this person, which I find is one of the great moments of the play, as you know, the chasm gets, you know, gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until it's, you know, it's bridged by this, you know, friendship that actually exists today between Ann Nelson and the fire captain.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're, you know, it's a profound friendship that happens over the course of this afternoon.
Because, you know, once I learned that it was a true, I didn't know it was a real, based on her real experience, Ann Nelson, when I took the piece. So that added, you know, I didn't question it that much more after that. Because you know, she lived it. So and to say this didn't happen or wouldn't have happened that way. And then there's jealousy. She's jealous of you because you are men of honor and you actually did something physical to help people during 9/11, where a lot of us could not do anything. There weren't even people to send care packages to. There was nothing to assuage that feeling of, you know, helplessness. So our normal now is different. It's a new normal. And it's the normal that our children are growing up in. I find myself saying, well, there was a time we didn't have to take off our shoes when we go through the security line. And we adjust. You know, we got a lot of adjusting to do. It's going to be harder for me than you because I'm a little older than you.
Yeah, by about a minute.
And a decade.
No.
It's a real hard one. It's my best friend. And what a fine man. His wife wants to do his on his birthday. And the next day is Bonnie. Everybody loved Bonnie.